Hi, my name is Ingrid, and today we will be learning about question types. Questions are an important tool in communication, as they can facilitate the exchange of information, opinions, and ideas between individuals. The different categories of question types can be used in various communication contexts to achieve different goals. Effective communication often involves asking the right questions at the right time and in the right way. Asking open-ended questions can encourage active listening and create a more engaging and collaborative communication environment. Asking closed-ended questions can be useful when seeking specific information or confirming understanding. Using different question types can help to vary the conversation and maintain interest. Open-ended questions are questions that cannot be answered with a simple yes or no response and require the person to provide a more elaborate answer, explanation, or opinion. These types of questions are often used to encourage reflection, discussion, and more in-depth responses. Here are some examples of open-ended questions. What behaviors have you observed Fluffy displaying? Can you describe a time when you observed an interaction between Fluffy and your other dog? How do you think the medication has impacted Fluffy's anxiety? Closed-ended questions are questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no response or with a specific answer option. These types of questions are often used to quickly gather specific information. Here are some examples of closed-ended questions. Did Fluffy eat this morning? Is Fluffy up to date with her vaccinations? Is Fluffy desexed? Probing questions are open-ended questions that are used to gather additional information or clarification. These types of questions are often used to dig deeper into a topic or to explore specific details or opinions. Here are some examples of probing questions. Can you explain why you believe that Fluffy's medication is making a difference? How did you develop the feeding plan for Fluffy? What are the most challenging aspects of giving Fluffy her medication? Funnel questions are a type of questioning technique that involves starting with broad, open-ended questions and then progressively narrowing the focus with more specific and targeted questions. These questions are often used in research or investigative interviews to help the interviewer gather as much information as possible about a particular topic. Here is an example of a funnel question. Broad question: do you think animals have emotions? Narrower question: what evidence do you see for or against the idea that animals experience emotions? Targeted question: can you describe a specific instance where you observed an animal exhibiting what you believe to be an emotion? Leading questions are questions that are phrased in a way that suggests a particular answer or outcome. These types of questions can be problematic because they can influence the person being questioned and lead to biased or inaccurate responses. Here is an example of a leading question. Isn't it true that cats are the best pets? This question is leading because it assumes that cats are the best pets, and it doesn't leave room for the person being questioned to express a different opinion. A more neutral question might be, what do you think are some of the best pets to have, and why? It's important to use neutral language when asking questions to avoid leading the person being questioned and to ensure that the responses are accurate and unbiased. Clarifying questions are questions used to gain a better understanding of a topic or to clarify something that has been said. They can be used to confirm or clarify information, resolve confusion, and ensure that everyone involved in a conversation is on the same page. Here are some examples of clarifying questions. Clarifying question: when you say wild animals, do you mean animals that live in the wilderness or animals that are not domesticated? This clarifying question is used to ensure that everyone is on the same page regarding the definition of wild animals. Without this clarification, there could be confusion about what is meant by the term clarifying question. Are you referring to cats in general, or a specific breed of cat? This clarifying question is used to confirm whether the person being questioned is talking about cats in general or a specific breed of cat. Without this clarification, there could be confusion about what is being discussed. Rhetorical questions are questions that are not intended to be answered, but are instead used to make a point or to emphasize a particular idea. These types of questions are often used in persuasive or argumentative writing or speech. Here is an example of a rhetorical question. Would you want to be confined to a small space for your entire life? This rhetorical question is used to make a point about the ethical concerns of keeping animals in small cages or enclosures. The implied answer is no, and the question is used to encourage the listener to think about the issue from the perspective of the animal. Rhetorical questions can be a powerful tool for making a point and encouraging the listener to think more deeply about an issue. However, it's important to use them appropriately and to ensure that they are not manipulative or misleading. Recall questions are questions that ask someone to remember information or details about a particular event, situation, or topic. These types of questions are often used to test someone's memory or to gather information about something that has happened in the past. Here is an example of recall question. Can you remember the name of the first pet you ever had? This recall question asks someone to remember a specific detail from their past, in this case the name of their first pet. It's a relatively easy question that most people should be able to answer from memory. Recall questions are useful for testing someone's memory or for gathering information about past events or situations. By asking these types of questions, you can gain a better understanding of someone's knowledge or experience with a particular topic. Contingency questions are questions that ask what someone would do in a hypothetical situation or under certain conditions. These types of questions are often used to explore someone's thought process, decision-making skills, and values. Here is an example of a contingency question. If you found an injured bird on the ground, what would you do? This contingency question asks someone to consider a hypothetical situation involving an injured animal and to describe how they would respond. It can reveal someone's compassion for animals and their ability to apply first aid. Contingency questions can be useful for exploring someone's values, decision-making skills, and thought process. They can reveal a lot about someone's personality and can be helpful in determining whether or not someone is a good fit for a particular job or situation. Process questions are questions that ask how something works or how something is done. These types of questions are often used to gain a better understanding of a particular process or system. Here is an example of a process question. How is animal behavior studied in the wild? This process question asks someone to describe the methods used to study animal behavior in natural environments, such as observation, tracking, and data collection. It can reveal someone's knowledge of animal behavior research and their understanding of scientific methods. Process questions can be useful for gaining a deeper understanding of a particular process or system, whether it's related to animal behavior, biology, or another topic. By asking these types of questions, you can gain insight into someone's knowledge and understanding of a particular subject. Want to learn more? Scan these QR codes to learn more about question types.